Hi, I'm Lance Lambert. Thanks for tuning into the Vintage Vehicle Show. We are at the Sunrise Village Shopping Center in Puyallup, Washington. This is a new development, a great place, and today it is filled with over 500 cars. A great car show here today, just a great Washington day. Well, how do these kind of things come to be? How does a car show like this happen? Well, we have a very important man here, Mr. Larry Hanson. How you doing, Larry?
Fine, Lance.
Larry and I are buddies. Larry has put this car show together. He's put a lot of other car shows together. How did this come about?
Well, I met the owner, Mike, and his manager, Kurt, and they wanted to put a car show on and promote them all, but they wanted to share with the car rodders. They both love rods, and they said, let's do it, and this is what happened.
Mike, come on in here. Mike Corliss. Mike, this is all you're doing here, right? This is your shopping center, or tell us the story.
Actually, this is the family shopping center, and it's all about the lifestyle center, and we have some great lifestyle going on here today with cars.
Come on in here, Kurt. How you doing?
Good,
I understand it takes a man of your talents and knowledge to run something like this. How'd this come about?
Well, when we tried to think about what would bring in a number of people that maybe had not been exposed to a center like this in the past, we thought a car group would be a good start.
There are a lot of great cars here. You're going to see them, and we have a very nice 51 Chev pickup that Mike owns that we are going to take a look at, so follow me. Mike, this 51 Chev pickup is flawless. It's absolutely beautiful, and off camera you were telling me that there's some heritage, there's some real history. This isn't something you just ran out and picked up off a car lot last week. Tell us about it.
Well, my father purchased the truck in 1962 when I was 2.5 years old, and it's been a family truck. We did everything from put grass clippings and hauled firewood in it since 1962.
Do you have memories that go back that far? Can you remember being, 2.5-year-old standing in the front seat of this?
Well, the truck was originally green, and at 2.5, I don't remember it being green. My father painted it red in 1965. And so I always remembered it as the red truck.
The restoration on it is absolutely beautiful. The decision to keep it stock as opposed to dropping a 350 Chev in here and making a hot rod out of it, your heart's into original. Is it because it has such memories as being a stock truck as your decisions?
Yeah, for me, this particular truck needed to be stock because that's the way I remember it. So we opted to keep everything stock on it. We did take the painted grille and put chrome on it. That's about as much modification as we've done to it.
The car show here is a screaming success, your first one. Do you see a future in doing this in your various malls?
Yeah, I think that this is a lifestyle center, and I think that cars are a big part of lifestyle. And so this is first of what we hope to be an annual event here at Sunrise. And I think that all the people that help put this on and the community have really embraced it, and I think it's a lot of fun.
Ron Luckin. I really like 59 and 60 El Caminos. You have a beautiful 1960 El Camino. Lots of work done here. Tell us about it.
Well, it's got 59 headlights in it, a custom-built billet grille, 58 Corvette taillights in it, a lot of body changes in it. It's not near the way it came from the factory.
What's the powertrain in it?
It's a 502 Ramjet, 502 horsepower, 565 foot-pounds of torque. It's got B&M 700R4 transmission in it. It's got the stock rear end in it. I built it to travel, to drive.
And the bed on this thing is kind of special. You got something going on back there.
Yeah, the bed is all stainless, brushed stainless steel inside of the bed with wood strips. It's from the Samoan Islands. It's silk wood from the Samoan Islands.
Is this a long-time passion? Have you been looking for El Camino for a long time, or did you trip over this and really like it? How did this come into your collection?
This car was nothing when I bought it. It was no drivetrain in it. It was nothing. But yes, I like 60 El Caminos. I had one in 1970. I had a 60 El Camino, and I had another 60 El Camino when I was building this, and I sold it. And so I like 60 El Caminos.
You are the expert on El Camino.
I've been around them.
The interior is very nice on it. Some real tasteful choices, and looks really cushy in there. How'd that come about?
Well, Rocky from Parkland Upholstery did the upholstery work. He did a fine job for me. It's Lincoln Mark II seats in it, and he did a great job.
You are going to answer a question for the viewers that pops up every once in a while, and we are going to take, no pressure here, we're going to take your answer as the definitive answer from now to eternity. Is an El Camino a truck or a car?
An El Camino is a truck. It is a truck. You look at any buyer's guide or any place, you won't find them under a car. It's under trucks.
Okay. So it's not just a station wagon without the back roof.
No, it's a truck.
All right. Well, Ron, thank you very much for clearing up that mystery. Beautiful car.
Thank you very much.
Kurt Vanver, I am a big fan of 1956 Continentals. You have an excellent example of one. It is absolutely beautiful. The story on these that I've read is they cost 10 grand new. They lost money on every one because they were so well built. And a story I've heard, is this true, that they built the car, they ran them for a while, then they yanked the motor back out and did a little more work on it, put it back in, and then made it available?
They actually ran all the motors before they installed them, and then after they got the car put together, every car came with at least between 200 and 500 miles on them.
And a 56 Continental at $10,000 in 1956, you could buy a new Chev in 56 for what, $1,800, $2,200, something like that.
Something like that.
So you had 4 automobiles here.
Yeah, they were very expensive. If you look at them, if you open the door, all the door edges are all stainless steel. Come with aluminum fin valve covers that say Continental. It's got a chrome air cleaner, which is all stock. Everything that's on this car is the way it came from the factory. It's got functioning air conditioning. It's in the trunk. The air conditioning comes out of the ceiling. It's got power steering, power brakes. It's got electric windows, electric wing windows, electric seats. But they did put a lot of work in design. The headlights almost look like they're Frenched in. The gas tank fill spout is hidden behind one of the tail lights. I mean, they put a lot of money and engineering into these.
What's it like to drive, and what's the powertrain in it?
It's 368 cubic inch, 285 horsepower with a Ford 3-speed automatic in it, and it just floats down the road. When we go to a car show that's a ways away, when this thing gets about 60, 70, it wants to start running, and it just drives like a dream.
And they're so classy. They're just definitely the classiest looking car in 1956, and one of, or maybe a contender still for the most classy car out of the 50s.
I think so.
Denny Whipple, I think that every Corvette ever manufactured is a great looking car. I don't care what year it is. I love every single one of them. But the 56 through 60s are my favorite, and your 1960 just leapt out at me. The color is beautiful. The car is just primo. It looks like it rolled off the showroom floor this afternoon. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I actually bought the car in '67. My dad had to co-sign for it, and I drove it every day for 3 years, and then bought another car and kind of stuck it in the garage, and I think I threw a sleeping bag over it, just to keep it clean for summertime. And I've had it ever since. It's been 42 years.
Wow, real member of the family.
Absolutely. It's like when my kids grew up, it was like an old Chevrolet in the garage that did not mean a thing, but now it does,
I don't think I've ever seen one this color. What is this?
That's Cascade Green. Very, very rare color. It was not popular back in '60. Basically, I think the most popular color was white, and of course you had the red and the black and the silver and so on.
It's so beautifully, is it restored? How much of this is original? I know that it's been repainted, you mentioned off camera, but we have new chrome on here, new everything, or is this?
No, it's really an unrestored original. It's been painted twice. I put carpets in it a couple times just for maintenance, but over 42 years, it's due again. And I did cover the seats, but everything else is original chrome, original numbers, everything matching, and I'm just very blessed that I've had it this long, and it's a keepsake.
And the powertrain in it?
It's a 283, 270 horse, Borg-Warner tranny, 411 gears. I had dual fours on it when I bought it. It came from the factory, and I couldn't keep my foot out of it when I was a kid. And so gas mileage was at a premium. So I took the dual fours off. I sold them on consignment at Doug's Racing Stables in Puyallup for $85. That's manifold and everything.
What year was that?
That was 1969.
That was huge money back then.
Well, it was good value, and I regret it ever since. I wasn't planning on keeping the car, but I tell you, I want them back now.
What a great time we've had here at the Sunrise Village Car Show in Puyallup, Washington. A great collection of cars at a great location. And if you enjoyed this episode of the Vintage Vehicle Show, watch again next time. Until then, bye-bye.